it too far to say that we cannot pretend now? Was it never enough to have just everything you want? In your shadow I found a place to hide me from my own thoughts. And if I ever got lost, you'll find a way to bring me home. And I want something I can hold, that's worth this waiting cold. And I want something that is real, something to make me feel alive.
Right up your alley.
And now we are streaming.
All right. We're shy one Alvin. Anybody got an ETA on him?
Nope.
Well, damn.
Well, you know, I mean, this is a weekly thing, and if you're here, you're here. If you're not, you're not. There was a posting of it on the system.
You are quite correct.
So, with that being said,
chill the fuck out, man. Chill out.
Well, I gotta leave at 3, so if we could start, like, you know, at the Druid Atlantis place, and...
By the way, I would like to point out that whenever you tell someone to chill out because explaining something, you make them look like they're actually not chilling out. Because then they have to say, I'm not a non-stop person, I'm making statements.
Oh, man.
But it's a weekly thing. So that's why I'm also just making statements. It's been announced.
And I don't need you to keep making the statement, because you made the statement. Like I said.
Then I feel the need to have to be defensive about it, because the fact that you start kind of getting a little...
Well, stop trying to be defensive about it. I'm not attacking you.
Oh yeah,
I'm
saying that it doesn't feel that way whenever you tell them to chill out. So to chill out.
What if I don't want to chill out?
We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship.
Alright. So, Fox, you there? Oh, hi, Stormy.
Yee.
Cool. I believe that we had done some temporal fuckery so that you and Alia, aka Rosalind, were the ones in the big old wet place.
We still doing that?
Fix your mic.
Yeah, I was about to say, cause, did you guys continue playing after we left?
Your mic's making all the staticky noises.
Yeah, I'm fixing it.
Mine is, or someone else's?
No, it's Stormy's.
I believe we... Nah, I think we dicked around. I don't think we actually continued the storyline after that point.
So do we still need to do fuckery shit, or can we stay kosher?
I don't mind either way. It's more a case of whoever's with you probably won't be able to play for a while because they're going to have reconnect with the other party. So whoever's willing to take that hit, be it Magnus or somebody else. Oh yeah, because you were the one first time.
I just remember where we were. The thing.
Yep.
I had to think about it for a second.
Alright, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna continue as vanilla. So, somebody hit me with that recap.
So, when last we left our Untitled Adventurers, there was a fuck ton of zombies that were not normal zombies from the fuck ton of villagers that got killed. We had one, I forget what Rosalind's character name was.
Alia?
Alia, thank you. One Alia and one Magnus who took off to get the fuck out of this town and try to get help to come back and cleanse this place of all the dead, making a distraction while Sigiolus and the others were telling with the 5 surviving villagers they can get the hell out of here also, only to run into hooded people with tentacle arms, or with a tentacle arm, and blowing one of them up, and then apparently 10 more stepped out of nowhere, and after facing a force field and a dispel magic on the big red chicken, to where they were teleported out by, plane shifted out I should say, by one Sybil into some in-between realm, then teleported or plane shifted to another place across the world somewhere, where that's where they are, while everyone else took off the other direction, ran into the tentacle people, for which John had a conversation with one, which apparently they were trying to cleanse the place of these undead of some sorts as well. There was a whole conversation there between them, where Sigilus took some stat damage as well as John, and John basically giving the villagers up for dead to the 5 villagers who were fireballed to death, and John vouching for the rest of the party though, saying that they're all clean though, they're with me. Did I miss anything?
You got a new party member out it.
Yeah. Then there's a new party member.
I think that's our summation.
Missing a few details, but generally correct.
Well, yeah, missing the Ring of Death and my new interesting things that I can now potentially become better at.
Right.
Like I said, the thing is more of a quick summary.
So, we left the party with Magnus and, of course, following Sybil, as well as Alia, who had plane shifted to the realm of Limbo and then back, though not back to the same place. They had ended up passing through the water plane. And when they arrived on the material plane through the nearest portal from the water plane. As a result, they found themselves in the village of Vesra, which is a druid settlement built around said water pathway, designed to safeguard it and see to its its safety, that it isn't abused by any angry water elementals left over from the last war. They were welcomed in Vesra and
By surfer
told
dudes.
by, surfer dudes. And told, make yourselves at home. They welcomed Alia, as she is from a basically told Magnus, and by extension Sybil, as long as y'all are with her and you're chill, you're cool. Whereas the rest of them managed to, after a brief conversation between John the cleric and some of the hooded figures with designs on sanitizing the village of Sepeska, they were allowed to leave. But since John could only vouch for the party, they let the locals to die a horrible burning death. And they began their trek on foot through the forest to Guarin. We will pick up with our druid, because she has to leave early. Alia, Magnus, you guys basically are given a place to crash and sort of left to your own devices. Presumably, given the exciting events of the previous day, we will pick up with you guys waking up the next morning.
Yes. Okay. So wake up, and so we're basically just in a room, a guest bedroom or whatever.
Yeah, sort of a big open air balcony. The temperature never drops below about 70 degrees. So despite the fact that there's not necessarily a sealed room, it's still warm enough and to be comfortable.
Okay, cool. Well, I open the door. Am I in a hallway now?
You certainly can be, yeah.
Okay, cool. I am looking for a person that looks like they own the place or know about the place, or a portal for us to get the fuck out.
There are a few people that are sort of wandering around. Asking for directions gets you led back to the Tide Caller.
The Tide Caller being the surfer dude?
Yes, he introduced himself as Tide Caller last night when you met him.
Aha. Alright. Well, good morning.
Morning. You're feeling better?
Much better. Thank you for the wonderful... What's the word I'm looking for? This is out of character.
Hospitality?
Yes, yes. For the wonderful hospitality, kind sir.
Sure. No big. You guys used an empty room and you ate, what, like 3 fish this morning? Have you even had breakfast yet?
And her stomach rumbles.
See, so you ate like 3 fish this morning. You're fine. You eat 4 fish, we make you work it off. No, that's a joke. Come on now. And he will take you by the arm and lead you to basically a massive sort of open air, almost picnic area. Where food is being sort of laid out for everybody. There's a lot of, there's a lot of fish. Rice and seaweed also seem to be staples of their diet. So you can guess that these guys have a particular fondness for sushi, or at least a talent at it.
Nice.
And nobody really seems to be like paying for anything per se. It seems to be more of a commune style arrangement, as people just come in and sit down and start eating.
by the way, was there a library around here
Uh,
that a person who wakes up at 4 a.m. could have found?
you can certainly make me an investigation check to find one.
Okay.
But again, you're brought in, you're sat down. They have a cup of sort of like morning mead or morning ale,
27.
basically lighter alcohol content. That sort of
Nice,
goes with
nice.
breakfast.
So, 27.
Oh yeah. It's the only room that's sealed. Because, well golly, water damage.
Like, sealed as in, like, you can't get in sealed, or sealed as in, like...
As in, it's the only one with, 4 walls, a roof, and a door.
Gotcha.
There is very limited selection of what you're allowed to peruse through. Because most of this is druidic stuff. And as you are not, and you are not a member of the Vezra village, unfortunately, they are going to deny you any of the interesting books on the top shelf.
Aww. I'm gonna see what they have when it comes to the arcane and whatnot.
Okay. Make me a knowledge arcana, and we'll come back to you.
We'll take that.
Alia.
25, by the way.
Okay. Noted.
Yee.
Alia. You have a sort of a, like I said, most of the things they do here are chill. You have a fairly chill breakfast. Nobody seems to bother you that much since you're with the Tide Caller, but he does tend to get a lot of nods, and you by extension are sort of like, oh hey. Catch a lot of that.
Cool, cool. So are we like sitting in a communal space?
There's a bunch of sort of like tables that have been set up. Most of them appear to be carved from like limestone. There's not a lot of wood here.
Right.
They do have a few like trees and stuff that are scattered around. But with the lack of resources to grow more than palm trees, wood-based products seem to be in short supply.
All right, interesting. So are we sitting at a table with a large group of other individuals?
Given the nature of the area, there's going to be a few people seated at your table, but the Tide Caller sort of, even though he's a very relaxed sort of figure, still commands a lot of authority. So people don't necessarily casually approach him and be like, oh hey, can I sit here? You guys have sort of a small bubble around you.
Interesting. What was the name of the commune again?
The village is known as Vezra.
So I haven't heard much about Vezra. Could you tell me more about it?
Sure. What do you want to know?
I mean, I was just making breakfast conversation.
All right. So, we're located out in the Osmit Sea, which gives us kind of a lot of protection from pirates and things of that nature. Because we're surrounded by reefs, and they tend to shred ships that try to come in without knowing the proper passageways. So, the original village was built on top of 3 islands. or one island, really, but island has sunk. So now the whole village is partially submerged. But the way it's constructed and the magics involved means that it is not unduly affected by it.
I've noticed. It's very interesting.
Well, we're druids. We have a nature kick. You know how it is.
Of course.
We could levitate the whole thing up and pack more dirt under it and make it a big island again, but
How creative would that be?
exactly. That's not what the world is here. We're not living apart from the ocean. We're living with it. And that means adapting, like any good creature.
That is so admirable. I wish more people lived like that.
Well,
And
yeah.
of course I would, because I'm a druid, but
Right. He's like, well, there are a few other places like this. They're not particularly well known, as most of us sort of keep to ourselves. But they're not impossible to get to. It's mostly one of the higher order circles arranged for all of this shortly after the last war, because the Titans, you know about the Titans?
unfortunately I do.
Yeah. Well, so the Primordial Titans, they opened these big portals everywhere so that they could let all of their troops in, all of the elementals and stuff. Well, we don't have sufficient magic to close the portals, so we sit here and guard them in case they get ruptured open again, or people like yourself come tumbling through.
Interesting. Okay, out of character. So, do I know how far this sea is away from where I'm supposed to be?
It's a fair ways, actually. You're actually to the east of Wildmount at the moment. Unless I'm a crazy person.
You're probably a crazy person.
I'm a crazy person. You're east if you go the long way. The Osmid Sea is on the other side of the Tal'Dorei continent, which is itself to the west of Wildmount. It's a long road back. But okay then.
Alright, can you hear me now?
Issues.
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. So basically our best way out is if they have a multi-dimensional portal, or not multi-dimensional, but multi... Like it doesn't just go to the water plane.
Yeah, you need like a teleportation circle or something.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
The thing with the stuff with the jello pudding pops.
Yep, that.
Okay. If you ask him about it, he will tell you that he checked last night, and apparently you guys are in luck. They do have a teleportation circle here.
Amazing! So I could go home!
Sure. We've got a couple of guys who maintain it. They're adopted. They're not technically druids, but they're part of the village. So they, they do upkeep on the magical stuff that isn't druidic in nature.
Right.
I hit them up last night, asked them about it. They said that it should work fine. It hasn't been used for 5-10 years.
But they have used teleportation circles in the past.
Yes.
Okay. Well, this is so such wonderful news. Is there anything that I could do to repay you for your hospitality to me and my friends?
Well, if you're willing, I have a couple of letters that need delivering across Taldore and Wildmount. I have a couple of we haven't kept contact with the other villages around the other portals, so I'd like to touch base with them. It's not a big rush. Just if you could get to it sometime this year, that's fine.
Oh, well, you see, I'm an adventurer of sorts, so
Oh, perfect.
I would say to just get it out of the way so that I don't forget within a year with everything that just goes on.
However you want to handle it.
All right. Well, I would think that my best bet is to send my friend back home, and I will go on the deliveries, come back, go on however many deliveries you want me to go through, and then I will too go home. Does that sound fair?
Like I said, works for me. If you want to do it today, that's fine. Like I said, I was saying you could have a whole year to do it, but I like a go-getter.
Good.
Come back and before you come home, we'll teach you to surf.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. Do you have a card? So that I, out of character, so that I can have the teleportation circle map, IP address, whatever.
Oh, I have no idea. Go ask the nerds.
Okay.
Now here's a question: are these letters like bricks of solid white material?
No, they're just letters. They're actually made from palm frond fibers, so they feel like cardstock. Good try though.
I know my kind.
Alrighty.
All right. So he will hand you 3 other letters that are like I said, written on sort of like thick plant fiber.
Nice, nice.
And if they have a message back, putting that back my way since you're headed back here anyway.
Alright. Sounds wonderful. And by chance, if when I do visit you guys again, because of course I will, is there anything that I could bring in return from all of my travels that you may be interested in?
I've heard tell of a kind of food we do not have here, and I am deeply interested in trying it. If you happen to find a cheeseburger,
Alright.
I was hoping it was that or chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets.
The great nuggets.
curry golden nuggets.
The great golden nuggets of chicken fire.
I don't understand. That's a dough that's fried that has a hole in the middle. Would you bring that?
But yeah, no, That's what he's asking for. Is he wants a cheeseburger. He grew up and lived here his entire life in Vezra, and every once in a while he has heard people talk about far-off lands and exotic foods.
All right.
All right, Magnus, you are dragged out of the stacks.
No! I'm still looking at the arcane stuff.
There's pretty much nothing here that you don't already have.
But stuff.
Vezra, like the ocean, guards its secrets pretty jealously. You will find a higher level version of Fuck That Guy in particular that allows you to limit the casting to a single plane instead of the whole multiverse. Cast it as a second level spell, and it can be used on a slightly more specific criteria.
Nice. I am going to jot all this down.
Okay?
Make a copy of it in my mind so I can write it later.
Mind copy, because you have keen mind, right?
I was like, I need to scan this. Oh wait, I am the scanner.
Anyway. You are, dragged from the stacks by a couple of enthusiastic teenagers.
No, but
It's like, your friend is leaving! You must leave too!
but there's so much knowledge here.
We will turn into sharks and throw you in the ocean and chase you around until you are tired if you do not leave. Grandpa says we can do that, because if you're younger than us, you're a whippersnapper.
Nah, that tracks.
And since you were in the village less time than we've been here, that makes you a whippersnapper.
One second. Trying to get the last part of the formulas.
Okay. They very ostentatiously go 1,000. And while they're clearly being assholes, they will at least let you finish copying that particular rendition of the spell.
Okay, fine, I'm ready. Well, not really ready, but fine, let's go.
Come this way! And one of them zooms off with his arms behind him. Yes, like he's attempting to Naruto run, without actually knowing what that is. The other one is behind you, like pushing your back.
I don't do the Naruto run.
Didn't assume that you would. Eventually, you are led to like a clearly less thoroughly trafficked area that has a lovely little teleportation circle set in the ground. It's sort of like the whole floor is done in sort of that same limestone. That's the primary building block of this place, but it's been stained so that it's kind of a darker color. And then the circle has been laid in mithril.
Ooh.
And Alia, you are escorted here by the Tidecaller, who is somewhat in less of a hurry.
Alrighty.
And he's like, well, good luck to you. Don't be strangers, except for you. I don't know about you yet.
But that would mean I shouldn't be a stranger.
Well, there you are then. Guess you have to come back and visit us when she does.
Of course, of course. I'll bring my other friends too. They would be delighted.
Cool.
Just.
Ugh.
Beach episode.
Woo! As opposed to the hot springs episode. That's in the other village.
The village hidden in the springs.
Yes. It's actually hidden in the volcano, but you know, semantics.
Alright, I gotta leave in 5 minutes.
Yeah. So at this point, Magnus, you are ushered through the portal, going back to presumably Guarin.
Yes.
Or you can head back to the townhouse if you like.
Townhouse first,
Okay.
because at this point I'm fairly certain that my compatriots probably have made it, hopefully, but at the same time it's been overnight and there's nothing that I could have done to speed this up, so I need to go check on my aunt and see how she's doing.
Fair enough. And then Alia, you are sent through the teleportation circle next to a distant location that is not the townhouse or Guarin. And go ahead and post up a level, gain a level, as you have an exciting adventure amongst the druids across Taldore and Wildmount. You learn more about what it is to be a druid. You meet people who share your enthusiasm for basically everything.
Yeah!
And you come back a druidier druid than you previously could druid.
Druid levels over 9,000!
Oh! But alright, since you gotta go do your thing.
Alright, bye you guys!
Bye.
They grow up so fast.
Next thing you know, they're gonna be throwing grenades.
I know, right? Just as long as they remember to cook them first. Anyway, shout out to Rosalind, who's going to apparently go do some NAACP stuff. Props to her. And with that, we're going to kick back to the other guys. That's you guys.
Oh no.
So when we left you guys, y'all were a little battered, not terribly so, but you had done a considerable amount of tromping through the woods and managed to slip the net. And John the Cleric negotiated your safe passage past the Watchers. And while, you know, the price of you guys leaving was the only survivors from the town of Sepeska, you are yourselves not dead. So, did you guys march through the night, or did you find a place to camp?
I would recommend a place to camp since 2 of our people are highly injured.
I was gonna say, like, because Gorham was only... It was only a couple hours ride, but it was longer than that walking.
Well, it was a day's ride to get from Guarin to Sepeska.
Right.
And I think you said like a week on foot.
Not quite, but closer to 4 days.
I thought it was more like a day's travel because it was only like an 8-hour
It
drive.
was a day's travel on horseback. And you guys, the slowest member of your party was the horse, because you guys all had exotic mounts.
That's true.
Then yeah, definitely camping for the night.
Okay. How far are you trying to get from Sepeska?
As far as feasibly possible, while still getting enough rest for the next day.
I mean, you guys are kind of on your own dime here. You can decide whether or not you sleep past dawn.
I would say go to like midnight.
Okay.
I was gonna say, you got dark vision, right, Michael?
That's you, Char.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Because, yeah. Then, because Glee's with us too, right?
Yep.
Then,
Glee
yeah.
has a lantern.
Well, she's also a tiefling, so she can see in the dark.
That's true.
Yeah, so the only one that can't see in the dark, I think, is John, right?
That's true. John mostly is going to have to be not necessarily carried, but led, because he's leaking red juice quite badly.
Yeah, I'll take my last syringe and stab him in the chest. Stop bleeding.
Oh no, that syringe was empty.
Well, he's dead. Okay. But so you plug a cure wounds into him, which
Yeah.
will enable him to at least walk with you guys. Excuse me. So you march for about a couple hours before you guys have to sort of call it a night. You setting up watches, or are you going just falling on the ground?
I'll take first watch.
I got like half hit points.
I got a bit of damage, and mainly stat damage, but I figured that if I'm awake first, I get the longest amount of uninterrupted sleep.
Fair enough.
God, middle watch is the worst.
I will take the watch out of kindness, I guess.
Out of kindness, I guess. All right. Glee. Considering the amount of damage John suffered, he's probably not going to be able to stay up for a watch.
I'm basically right now looking at my wizard's glass, seeing if I can just go ahead and cure my wounds on everybody. Yes.
Oop.
Yeah, you know what?
Ow.
I'm gonna use my warlock flask just because I'm tired of people being hurt. I feel like it. To do cure my wounds on everyone that's near me, as far as that party. Yeah, and then do plus my poison modifier.
How many castings of that do you have?
It says once per minute, 1 minute, once per day, any number of people cure my wounds.
Ah.
Yep.
So basically, every minute you're going to hit somebody else with a cure light and be like, all right, cool, you're good.
Yeah, basically. And it's 1d8 plus my charisma modifier.
Yep.
I'm trying to find my d8, sorry. 7 plus 6. No. 14? No, 13.
Okay.
And then I'll take last watch, I guess.
Wonderful. Everybody go ahead and give me perception checks on your watch.
22.
16. Yes, 16.
Mm-hmm. What's that?
21.
Okay. So, first watch passes without incident. You hear the sort of sounds of the bugs and smaller animals moving around. and you are reassured by the fact that if they're here, that means that they're not trying to be quiet, so there's probably not monsters coming.
Hooray!
Yay.
Second watch. We're going to say that passes without incident.
Hmm. I got my eyes
It's-
on you.
Okay. It's dark in the forest, though. You know how it is. Third watch. Glee. You get woken up for third watch, and you get a weird vibe.
Great. Fantastic.
The lamplighter is sort of excited in a nebulous sort of way.
Happy with this
You notice that the area around you guys' little zone is a lot darker than the rest of the forest. You realize that about 10 feet past where you guys are hunkered down, your dark vision doesn't go any further than that. But you do, in fact, hear things beyond it. It's just sight that seems to be blocked. And as is, your new associate, Mike here, beds down and finally starts to, get asleep. You feel a shadow cast over you from behind you, despite the fact that there's no light.
awesome. The only thing I can think to do is to point my lantern in that direction.
Hey, it's Big Papa.
Oh,
He's sort of looming over you from behind, as is his wont, and his eyes are on his progeny, nestled in the lamp.
so I'm gonna look up at him as if to be like, is everything okay?
Disappointment.
Oh no. What did I do?
You fucked up, AA Ron.
How did I fuck up? It's well fed.
You get a feeling of intense cold and a feeling of almost something anathemic to life itself. You're feeling sort of emanating cold and necrotic energies. And then you get a sense of distance. You can go ahead and make me a wisdom check if you want.
Well, I got 12. Can you guys hear me?
What's that?
I said, can you guys hear me?
You can now.
I got a 12.
Okay. You have no idea what it's talking about, but you recognize that feeling that it's giving you. It's something that it warned you when, way back in the way back, when you were first given the lamplighter. the discordance. He warned you very thoroughly to keep the lamplighter away from the discordance. And you have failed to do so.
No.
Now, it has a job for you.
What do I gotta do?
You receive a series of images. A blurry symbol written on a back alley wall. You can feel heat coming off of it. And despite the fact that you can't feel the symbol or can't see the symbol itself, you can see that it has been burned into the wall, like it was branded onto it. You get an image of you poring over a book. And then another third image of you speaking and holding up the lamp. That's your task.
Thanks, man. Vague as ever. Alright, man.
You do not need any further warning to know that if you fail, he will take the lamplighter from you, and your pact will be void.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at the lamp and see if he has anything he can do to help, any information to give me. Because I know Big Papa is already frustrated with me and probably not gonna give me any more information.
Dad! Look what I did! Look what the things! And I learned, and I ate a whole door, and the door was so good. And he is stream of consciousing directly into he who casts shadows from behind.
Oh, he is telling on you. What a snitch.
I know he doesn't know, alright? He's just happy he did all the cool things, alright? I get it.
Look, snitches get stitches.
Uh-huh.
The progenitor, you feel a transmission between them, a sense of like almost patronizing approval, like somebody going through the motions of good parenting but not actually having quite the right stimulus or input. Yes, well, not necessarily disposition. It wants to be a good parent. It doesn't know what parenting is. The concept is foreign to it. It's doing the equivalent of the awkward head pat. Good job, son.
Good job, buddy.
Everywhere the light touches is our kingdom.
And you know that you, Glee, are particularly, that feeling is aimed not at you.
Yeah, no, I'm very much in trouble.
No, you're fucked.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, can you at least point me in the right direction? Maybe? Possibly?
It stares at you.
That's not helping.
And then the barrier of shadows slowly sort of encloses, tightens around your campsite, and as it wreaths him, you realize it's made of exactly the same stuff he is, and he just vanishes into it. And after a time, you feel his direct presence fade, although the hemisphere of shadow remains.
But the memory remains.
There you go.
I'm just gonna sit there for a little bit and just kind of let it all soak in. Because at this point, I'm bloody well fucked. Brady.
Arrows of Warlock packs.
Could have been a wizard.
Yeah, yeah.
Could have been just born that way.
Could
Could have been Maybelline.
Could have had a V8.
I've always should have had a V8. Always.
Hot milk?
Warlock pack of the V8.
Ovaltine.
Goodness.
Always drink
Warm
your Ovaltine.
milk, perhaps.
Always drink your Ovaltine.
Good teams.
A Warlock patron that just makes sure you eat 3 square meals and drink plenty of water.
Right.
I would like that one.
Sorry, I was deeply amused by something. Also, speaking of making sure you drink water, anime, remember to.
You suck. I see it. I see it already.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're actually finally streaming because I never see you streaming anymore.
Alrighty. So, the rest of your shift passes without incident. Although you do hear something walking past you guys' campsite.
I'm gonna make a noise. I'm gonna make a noise like
What?
just to like if the thing walking past is human, it will do something in response to that, or if it's animal, it will run away. So
Are you pointing a direction?
no, it's just you know. I don't know where it's walking by, just that it is walking by.
It stops. You don't hear any more movement for like an hour. And after that time, if nobody else has made any noise, creature moves off again.
Does it sound like it's bipedal or quadrupedal?
Quadrupedal. And heavy.
Huh.
Mike, you have the scent ability, right?
Correct.
It smells like blood and elk.
Oh no.
I'm like, alright guys, I think it's time to do the packing him up and getting the fuck out.
What?
The creature does eventually move away, provided you guys are quiet. It doesn't seem to be able to find you. Which, John the Cleric and, well, he's not here, Sigillus would note is kind of weird, because you guys have definitely some people that are wounded. And this thing can supposedly teleport out of people's blood.
Just Ome Washindaru your ass.
Yeah, pretty much. But it doesn't seem to be able to locate you guys, despite clearly being close enough to hear.
I'ma count my blessings.
Same.
One blessing.
Two blessings.
At dawn, the shroud around your campsite bursts with the coming of the dawn, with the coming of the first sunlight. You guys are no longer protected by he who casts shadows from behind. You might want to get moving.
God bless you.
Yeah.
Time to what?
All right. I'm gonna need some Constitution checks.
Yeah.
All right.
19.
Okay.
Just check, not a save.
13.
Yes, just to check.
Okay. 14.
Okay. So a forced march, which is to say marching past the first 8 hours, is a DC 15. If you failed a DC 15, you guys will be considerably slowing down the pack, or taking a point of exhaustion. 6-foot bottom.
Well then,
Hmm.
guess I'm gonna be slow.
All right. Glee falls behind.
I will fall behind with Glee.
Okay. Then at this point, John the Cleric and Sigillus are out in front, and you two are behind. Sigillus, because you and John are the ones in front, you get to decide when you stop walking. Because John ain't here.
So define how much slower are they going?
They're going to be moving at 20 feet, or at a speed of 20 feet instead of 30 feet. Because they're tired. They've been walking all day.
Okay. And okay, so we did how many hours of travel did we do that first day after leaving the town?
About 2.
Right. So we're still like a good 16, 20-ish hours out.
Like I said, it's 4 days walk to get back to Guarin, because you're in foothills or forest basically the entire time, and it took y'all a day on horseback to get here in the first place.
Right.
And y'all are not even following the path. You're like cross-countrying it.
Yeah. While being hunted.
While being hunted.
While they
I'm assuming no one here has passed without a trace.
no. Should have grabbed that fucker's axe.
Damn, you're right.
Even though it probably got like obliterated.
Y'all don't know. You can always go back and check.
No thanks.
No, that's worse.
No fam, ain't catching me that. Yeah, I guess then if they're slowing down, probably break for like a meal. Let everyone catch their breath and relax and run a
Everyone catch their
perimeter.
breath.
So since John is doing all right, and well, Michael's still technically doing all right. He just decided to slow down with Glee, right?
He's trying to put on a brave face, but he's also tired as fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
He also failed the check.
So yeah, I'd tell John to like hang out near them, and then I'm just going to like run, dash, and then bonus action dash, like do perimeter around while they're like sort of setting up a lunch and camp, so that
Okay.
there isn't any immediate danger.
Maybe a survival check.
Wait, like all of us?
That is a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. So you guys have crossed out of the forest, and you're in the sort of the lower foothills. You can tell from the way the water is sort of getting, or the ground is sort of getting wetter. You're getting close to the river, which sort of marked the halfway point of your journey on horseback.
Can I get everybody to move to the river then?
It's going to be another like 4 to 6 hours.
Oh, to get to the river?
Yeah.
Okay.
You could ostensibly do it, but y'all are going to receive another point of exhaustion.
Yeah, then I'll just have them hold up and wait until we can, like, feasibly get to the river.
Okay. It looks like all of the game in the area definitely booked it towards the river. So it looks like you might have, excuse me, you might still have some followers.
So while we're walking, I don't know if I can do this, but since it's gonna take forever for walking, can I do inspiring leader for everybody?
Takes 10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
You can inspire the shit out of them.
Awesome. Everybody gets 10 points, or gets what, 8 plus 5, 13?
Nice.
Oh.
Guys, I know I'm really winded and shit, but you guys are doing great.
Fantastic.
Now I imagine being like, all right, guys, I know that I'm a real fuck up and everything, but you don't have to be a fuck up like me. We just gotta keep going. Just gotta keep moving. Come on, guys. Don't be a fuck up like me.
Got this.
Damn. Good thing Magnus isn't here to say mean things like that.
Right.
You've tried.
That's why he doesn't get 13 hit points. Go on.
That's why I don't get 2 levels.
Exactly.
Goddamn. Bang, bang all over you.
Sleep your ass in the bathtub.
Nice bathtub.
Okay, so besides, like, wildlife obviously moving towards the river and stuff, is there anything else that I notice?
Doesn't seem like it.
Okay.
Seems clear.
And at the reduced pace, could I, like, feasibly figure out, like, a mental estimate on how long it would take to get to the river?
On a dirty 20, it'll take you about between 4 and 6 hours, depending on if they can keep a solid pace or if they start lagging behind again.
I mean, like, worst case scenario, like, as the state that they are, like, if we hadn't taken the rest and they were, like, still exhausted, it would take, like, 6 hours then?
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, I would make it back, sort of relay the information that, like, I really want to get to the river before we, like, make camp for the night. So, like, once everyone's had a breather to, like, get going and keep our eyes out, because I don't think we're going to be... I'll feel a lot better once we get past the river.
Yeah, so I.
So, what are you guys doing?
On the road again.
Yeah, take a short rest, have some rations, then break for road.
Okay. Dark falls by the time you guys manage to reach the river. I'm going to say that currently it's probably about, assuming that you guys got a full 8 hours of rest. The earliest you could make it would be midnight. Go ahead and make me one more Constitution check. Good.
Yeah, 16.
Uh-huh.
21.
What's that?
21.
One more time. You're breaking up.
21.
Oh, good. Glee definitely wants to hit the river. All right. After a short break, you guys manage to, pull yourselves up off the ground and make decent time to the river. It is midnight by the time you reach the west side of the river. You know that the bridge is several hours north of you. But,
There you go.
But there do look like there's a couple of places that are shallow enough that you could ford it.
Then definitely look for the easiest place to get across and then set up camp on the other side. And I would also like to take the time to, like, try to, like, not so much bathe, but, like, get rid of all my scent in the river.
So instead of tired rogue, you smell like wet rogue?
Yeah, I mean, just less trackable scent.
Mm-hmm.
Wet rogue is the worst smell.
Right.
It's worse than wet
At least
Anyway.
it's not a
Don't worry, I'm just gonna smell like wet
What's up,
dog.
bud? What is that god-awful wet dog smell? Alrighty. I'm just gonna need a quick strength check. It's not a high DC.
$13.
Does anyone here have bad strength?
Yo.
I have 0 modifier.
Same.
Alright. I have 2 syringes right now. Who wants them?
I mean, I'd probably say to give it to Glee.
Alright. Glee,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stab you.
Okay.
And I cast jump on you.
Okay. Okay. Guess I'm just gonna let you stab me then, huh?
So your jumping distance is tripled.
Sweet. Nice.
So you might just be able to jump over the river.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll totally do that. I will totally jump over the river.
Alright. Make me an athletics check instead of a strength check.
Okay.
As you're attempting to long jump the river. Go this way.
17. I got a 17. I got a 17.
Okay. You nerd. Go on. Alright.
I got a 18 for the river.
You're fine. Alright, so with the advent of stabbing Glee to make her faster, or to make her jump better, you guys managed to cross the river without incident. It wasn't a difficult DC, you guys just had to it's like a DC 11 check.
Good.
That said, excuse me. You guys managed to cross the river with actually no difficulties. Damn. All right, fine. One day, one of you will get washed away by a river. I mean, if that doesn't work, I'll just have to resort to solar torpedoes.
That didn't work either, though.
Shut up! I at least killed the tank! So yeah, you find yourselves on the other side. One step closer to Guarin. What's the plan now, guys?
Camp for the night, I guess.
All right. So you set up camp on the riverbank. I'm assuming somebody at least has food. Who has rations in their inventory?
I actually think I'm out of rations. I will go fishing.
Does anyone else have rations in their inventory?
Nope.
That's a good question, because I don't think the Burglar's Pack does.
Which means you guys have gone all day without eating.
Oh yeah, we're going fishing.
Yep.
Alright.
And water river torpedoes.
God, I love this.
So
It's this moment right here when the players are like, of course we ate today. Really? Where's your rations? Did you mark them off? Oh, shit.
we didn't eat today. Oop.
We can eat portions of the 50 feet of rope.
You can, in fact, if it's made of hemp. If it's made of silk, you're boned.
Exactly.
Alright. Oh, we got rope. So we might be able to catch something, or we can just stab it.
Let's go bow fishing.
I mean,
I
yeah,
don't know.
I got a crossbow. We could totally do that.
I got a short bow, and I'm good at it.
Alright. Alright, let's see this bow fishing right here.
We're going ball fishing, boy.
Make me a survival check.
I will give him help action on this.
That's appreciated.
Okay.
Hooray! That's an 18.
Alright, that's enough, buddy. Alright. With an 18. Yeah. The fish in this river are plentiful. Practically jumping out of the water. So you will find, in short order, more than enough fish to feed everybody. Y'all gonna have protein dinner tonight.
Best
Killed
kind of
it?
dinner.
I'm also going to, like, make sure that we take any guts from the fish and whatnot and burn it in the fire.
I see. It smells fishy. All right. So, short order, you guys make a fairly sensible decision to not leave meal behind or attract critters. So probably about 3 in the morning, you have full sore feet and the dubious safety of the river.
I'm ready.
All right, y'all guys gonna set a watch again tonight?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yup.
Cool. What's the order?
I'll go last again.
I'll go first.
Second verse, same as the first.
And John the cleric will take the third watch. It's no longer injured. All right. Give me some of them perception checks.
1, 2, 3.
17.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right. Um. So, first watch, matter of fact. Sigillus. You're sort of, keeping an eye out on your side of the river, occasionally glancing over to the west side of the river. And one moment when you do, you notice something that got pretty close to being near and dear to your heart, on account of it almost impaled you. There's a blood stag on the west side of the river.
Does it look like it can see us?
Oh yes, it's staring directly at you. And you can see it sort of pacing on its side of the river back and forth, and its head is turned towards you guys the entire time. Over the course of about 10-15 minutes, it tries to step into the river, and it gets like one hoof in, and when it tries to step the next one in, it just, for some reason, it can't, and it backs up. And it keeps pacing back and forth down the river.
Thank you, river torpedoes.
And it's just this unblinking stare as this blood stag is eyeballing you from across the river. Good call, guys.
I mean, I just wanted the river so that I could, get rid of the scent so it wouldn't track us, but this works even better.
Oh, it was straight following you guys. It rolled really well.
Shit.
But you are sitting on one side and it's pacing back and forth on the other. And again, every few minutes you see it try and cross the river, and it gets 1 foot in and stops.
Yeah, then, I mean, at first, once it shows up, I would definitely, be, crouched and ready, but, the moment that I see that it can't cross, I would, not, relax, but just still sort of, cautiously watching it, but still keep an eye on everything else, because it could still be a threat.
Yeah. So, it stays there your entire watch, constantly testing the river. Second watch. When Mike is woken up, the blood stag is still there.
I am going to make sure no one's bleeding and we're all okay.
Oh
Good
shit,
call.
a paper cut.
Oh shit!
You're doomed! You fool!
Well, we killed the rogue and we move on with our lives.
Aww.
No, everybody's fine, as far as you can tell.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, it just sits there the entire time, just waiting.
Do I know why it's not wanting to cross the river?
You could make me an Arcana check.
Cool. I'm assuming my advantage on Fey, Fiends, or Undead doesn't help here.
No, specifically not on Fey, Fiends, and Undead.
Natural 20.
Dear God. Okay. So part of the restriction on outsiders is that concepts work against them as well as actual devices. The river is a barrier. And because it presents a boundary with a difficulty to cross it, that's sort of exacerbated to outsiders.
Okay. Got it. I'm gonna lower my guard. Not necessarily lower my guard, but like not be as like on guard on it.
You would, however, know if this thing goes to the bridge, it'll cross this fucking river in an instant.
That's also true.
Because the bridge represents a pathway.
Yeah, no, we're just gonna keep an eye on it now. Just make sure if it starts heading towards the bridge, to wake everyone up and start moving.
Fair enough. Okay. Your watch goes just fine. There's no real... Nothing really bothers you guys on account of everything scared away by the bloodstack.
Good and bad. Good and bad.
Ain't that always the way?
And then I wake up the next one.
Okay. John the cleric wakes up and is like, oh, fuck.
Bloodstack.
Yeah. If it goes towards the bridge, let us know.
It's like, will do, will do.
Night night. Going night night.
All right. So his watch goes basically uneventfully. And with that, it is Glee's turn.
Ah, shit. Oh, no. So I'm gonna wake up and see this thing across the river looking at us. Fantastic.
Yep. It's very much like Grr Arg. I'm a darkspawn.
I'm gonna talk to my lamp and just see what it thinks of the thing.
Bad.
Well, no shit, bad. I didn't know if it was
Grr.
hungry. I wanted to eat it. I didn't know if it was hungry and wanted to eat it.
No, bad.
Okay.
Makes sickly.
Fine. Then I will just watch it. Make sure it doesn't do anything dumb. Even though I want
We should kill it.
I agree, little man. I agree we should kill it.
We go kill it?
Nobody else did, which is the only reason I'm not doing it yet.
But if we go do it, they'll go do it.
This is true. You make a very
People
good
follow people.
That's it. Also a very good point.
Oh no, where's Glee? Oh, she's finding the bloodstack. Who? What? Where? Oh look, the town!
Also true.
That's what I was thinking. It's like, people follow people. Okay, well, I'm following you. Let's go. And then nobody comes. And that was the last we ever saw of Glee.
Yep. And then my bard comes. Oh, the bard. No, I'm just gonna stare at it. As much as I want to destroy it with everything that I have, I'm not going to. Wait.
Could do it.
Second. Wait. How far is across the river?
Don't.
The river is about 25 feet across.
break the... Yeah, never mind. I thought it erupted from the ground. It does not. It erupts from me. So, nah. I'm just gonna wait then. I'm good. I'm fine. Just sit there and wait until my turn to watch is over.
So we kill it?
No, we're not gonna kill it yet.
We should kill it.
I know we should. I agree with you.
Mm-hmm. So let's go kill it.
We can't. We can't just kill it.
But it's bad.
I know it's bad. I know.
So let's go kill it. Things will continue in that vein
Basically.
for your entire watch.
Basically. Just gonna keep arguing with him the whole time. Yeah.
Okay. After a couple of hours. You know, dawn comes, such as it is, and you find yourselves with about time to wake everybody else.
Alright. Since they've slept, I'm gonna do the inspiring speech again. Because I want...
Okay.
They need those hit points.
Get rocks on that cheek. Shut up! I still haven't had my coffee yet.
Shut up! Take these hit points, you're gonna like it. We're about to have to fight shit.
Fuck that stag! Fuck it in particular!
Come on, I think we could fight it.
I think we can too. But I wasn't gonna do it by
Bitch, and
myself.
I'm out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'd much rather do it after resting,
Yeah.
not beforehand.
Right? Yeah, no.
Alright, guys. Stretch. It's time to stretch.
Morning warm-ups, guys. Roll initiative.
Make sure to do your calisthenics. Been a while since I sunk my teeth into something that wasn't zombie flesh.
You ready? You know,
Yeah.
You know you're ready.
Oh wait.
When everyone's ready. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and get in, like, a stance of I'm about to, like, fuck some shit up.
Ah,
Wait
fuck.
for them.
Dibs on the head, though.
It's fine, I just want the soul.
Yeah, I mean, at least then we don't have to worry about it, like, following us somehow.
Exactly. If we go ahead and take care of it now, we don't have to worry about it later.
Plus, we don't know if it can actually, like, attack us back, so...
Also, the thing is, if it's across the river, it might find the bridge, and then it might come to the town that we're trying to go to.
Right? So if we go ahead and take care of it now, it's something we don't have to worry about later.
Alright.
Cool.
I'm gonna cast Arcane Weapon and transform.
Okay.
Going to fight full mode. And we're going to use a Crimson Raid as well. Crimson Raid, then magic.
Well, all right then.
4 points of damage already.
Okay. Do it. Do it with fire.
No, we actually do it with lightning. Arcane Weapon.
Okay.
Fire.
Do it.
Done.
All right.
Rah!
Rar. All right. So are you attacking it from across the river?
We're gonna go. I have to go into melee combat with it.
Okay.
I'm gonna attack it from across the river.
Yeah, I was gonna
Awesome.
say I'm gonna short bow it.
As a heads up,
Uh-huh.
just to make sure,
Uh-huh.
you guys are all sort of clustered together, right? Like in a line so that you can just firing squad this thing?
Oh yeah, no.
Not
I
really.
mean, I'm gonna take some
Cool.
space.
I at least need to be 10 feet away from them.
Plus,
Cool.
also, is there any like trees or nearby the river?
Not really. Like, this side of the river is almost all plains or delta.
Okay then, yeah. I mean, I'd still give space from one another because I've seen this thing fucking teleport. So
Yes. Which is, again, thank you, something I was about to address. When you deal damage to yourself in order to activate your Crimson Right, the Bloodstag, who has been eyeballing you guys this entire time, shoots directly to you and then vanishes.
there's your melee.
Yeah, let's do this.
So what's going to